is News 3 Now at 6.
Some good news about coronavirus in Dane County. The average daily case number has fallen significantly. About a month ago, when public health officials banned indoor gatherings, the average was 487 cases a day. That average now is down to 171 a day, and that's leading to new, less restrictive public health guidelines. And we start with team coverage tonight.
Public health officials say schools can safely reopen if they take precautions, and there's a new order that relaxes gathering limits. Madeline O'Neill has the details.
Well, here in Dane County, public health officials say they're hopeful with things moving in the right direction. That's part of the reason why they've given us more lenient restrictions going back to what we had before this most recent order. Our most recent order, that one banned getting together with anyone outside your household inside. The new one coming down at midnight allows gatherings inside with up to 10 people, provided that you practice social distancing and wear a mask. It also allows gatherings outside with up to 25 people. Public health officials stress that doesn't mean we should let our guards down. They say that things are still severe, and we should keep that in mind when planning for the holidays, limiting gathering sizes and potentially postponing any bigger in-person celebrations. Now, also changing our public health recommendations on schools. Gabriella Becerra explains.
Well, Maddie, public health says it's okay for all grades to return to the classroom, but a decision to do that is ultimately left up to each district. Madison schools say they have not made a decision yet, but are talking through new guidance. Public health looked well beyond Dane County itself to make a key change.
With strong mitigation measures in place, schools can operate safely.
Public Health Madison and Dane County Director Janelle Heinrich says national and international data shows that's especially true for grade school kids.
It's strongest for the younger ages around having those mitigation practices work in the school setting for risk of transmission to be lowest.
Which is why she suggests a phased approach in going back to class.
A phased approach supports everyone in being able to be comfortable in doing the things that we're asking them to do.
New recommendations come as local school districts are deciding how to return after winter break.
Even though these new guidelines have not really changed our approach to our decision making for third quarter, it may change the guidance that we receive from our public health officials, which is something that will be considered.
Madison Metropolitan School District spokesperson Tim Lamont says the superintendent is considering 3 options: remain all virtual, send grades K through 2nd back, or send all grades back.
Regardless of which one of those 3 options, we're going to be prepared.
While public health is one factor in that decision-making process, Lamont says there are other things to consider, most importantly, how it affects the families.
Let's not forget, we are also a school community that tragically and recently lost an amazing student to COVID-19. And so, these are the kinds of things that we're going to consider.
MMSD promises to make that decision by January 8th. They will host a live interactive Facebook event on Thursday where parents will be able to ask any questions they might have. Sun Prairie Schools did announce that they will welcome back 3rd through 5th graders to their hybrid learning schedule come January.
Across Wisconsin, health officials confirm 3,700 new COVID cases. 55 more people have died, and there are 184 new hospitalizations. The state's positivity rate has dropped slightly to 27.5%.
To weather now, not quite as cold tonight and tomorrow as it was today. Let's check your first warn forecast as we welcome back Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. It's nice to be back after being off for a little over 3 weeks because of COVID-19 and actually being in the hospital for 5 of those. But my health is pretty much back, and the weather is pretty much quiet, and that's good news. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Camp showing just quiet conditions here in Madison. A little bit of light snow in the northern part of the state, some light snow to our south in between. Not looking for anything across southern Wisconsin, even though we have cloudy skies. High temperatures today, right around 20 in Madison. Most areas hit the 20-degree mark, but temperatures are just a degree or two below that, or in some cases above that. And I think temperatures will actually rise a little bit overnight with mostly cloudy skies. Wind chills, not too much of a factor right now, generally between about 10 and 20 degrees. By tomorrow morning, temperatures should actually be in the lower 20s with mostly cloudy skies. High temperature tomorrow should make it to the lower 30s with a high of 32 expected with variably cloudy skies. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes relatively quiet weather as we head toward the Christmas holiday.
All right, Gary, thank you. ICU nurse Holly Teeter was the first frontline worker at SSM Health to receive Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. She is scheduled to receive her second dose in 3 weeks. SSM received a shipment of about 6,000 doses today as part of the statewide allotment from the federal government. The first vaccines are going to healthcare workers at the highest risk of being exposed to COVID. It's been 24 hours after the first doses were given to UW healthcare workers. We caught up with them today to ask what symptoms and side effects, if any, they're feeling. Dr. Ann Sheehy said she feels great today, just has a sore arm, which is typical after getting a shot. She said she was excited to get the shot to begin with and woke up today feeling optimistic for what's to come.
I feel so hopeful that it's almost like a renewed sense of energy in fighting this and being and caring for patients with COVID-19. So yeah, it's exactly the gift we needed in the pandemic.
Now, one of the other healthcare workers who got the shot, Mavic Jardis, said she had some chills last night, but feels good today and just has, again, that sore arm.
Well, it won't be long until you'll be able to buy a COVID-19 test at the drugstore and test yourself at home. This afternoon, the FDA gave emergency authorization for the Illume COVID-19 home test. It's an antigen test, which means it looks for small pieces of the virus in your nose. It'll cost $30, and you'll get the results in about 20 minutes straight to your smartphone. The FDA says it correctly identified 96% of positive samples in people with symptoms and 91% with people who didn't have any symptoms. It's not perfect, and the FDA says even if you get a negative result, you still need to be careful. The first patient from St. Mary's in Madison sent to recover in the state's field hospital is sharing his story. Sherman Martin is 70 years old and was determined to beat COVID-19. He's now recovering at home after about 10 days combined at St. Mary's and the field hospital near Milwaukee.
Did the same thing as far as checking you out, as far as all your blood pressure, your oxygen levels. They come in. The nurses there were wonderful too. They were very, very well trained and experienced people that are working there. Being away from home, it's always a little bit hard, but I adjust pretty easily.
Doctors say it's been a struggle to get patients to the hospital, which has a number of restrictions about who can stay there. The state has loosened some guidance to make it easier. So far, they've treated about 150 patients.
A teenager in Monroe County is dead after a crash this morning. Sheriff's officials say a Honda Civic was heading south on Crescent Road in the town of Byron when the driver failed to stop at a stop sign on Highway 21. That vehicle was hit by a truck, and the passenger, a 16-year-old, died. Both drivers were evaluated for injuries and released. The investigation into that accident is ongoing. An audit of the State Unemployment Insurance Office shows the DWD sometimes waited weeks before acting on claims. Amy Reed shows us what else the audit found and how this lag is affecting one family.
I'm at a loss. I know I go out and check it every day. Sadly, it's kind of like a routine now, where I'm checking to see if there's any kind of movement, and there's not.
Samantha Frank has talked to us before. The mother of 5 waited months for the Unemployment Insurance Office to give her any answers as to why she hadn't been paid yet. Now she's stuck in appeals.
I think that's my main concern is I hate having to wonder where the food's going to come from or if the lights will stay on.
She knows what she's going through is not unique, and an audit of the Unemployment Office backs that up. In a new report, the Legislative Audit Bureau found it took an average of 13 weeks to resolve claims, and the office was responsible for 11 of those 13 weeks. In one instance, they found someone waited 92 days for a payment on their claim. It took 84 days for DWD to request the information. While DWD brought in more adjudicators, the audit found they worked about about 3 hours of overtime per week on average.
I don't think there is a way, honestly, for Wisconsin to repay for what they've done, really.
Samantha just wants her and others to get the money they're owed, and faster than it's going now. That's the auditor's advice, too, recommending the DWD to pay benefits in a timely manner and report back to the legislature in January. Amy Reed, News 3 Now.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos called the delay found in this audit inexcusable. His latest bill package would allow the legislature to cut salaries of the leaders at DWD for issues found in the UI office. The DWD did not return our request for comment.
New at 6, 2 Republican lawmakers have put up a new Christmas tree in the state capitol rotunda moments after the first one was removed. The original tree was put up December 1st after Governor Evers said the traditional holiday tree wasn't going to go up this year because the Capitol building has been closed to the public during the pandemic. Well, Republicans who put up their own artificial tree didn't have a permit and refused to move it to an area where it could be displayed. That's why it was removed. According to Representative Paul Tittle, if their new tree is taken down, additional trees will be supplied.
Next at 6, high schoolers in Madison College's STEM Academy program are working hard to get ahead in their education. We'll share how the college's hot meal program is supporting them. That's still ahead. Stay with us.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Man City movie. You haven't seen moves like these before.
Madison College is making sure high schoolers in their STEM Academy program can stay focused throughout virtual learning. At the beginning of the school year, the college offered meal pickups for students, but didn't get much traction because of the pandemic and transportation issues. So they adapted. Now Madison College delivers hot meals to Sun Prairie High School and the 4 Madison public high schools for STEM Academy students.
We feel that the students, they need to feed their bodies so they can feed their mind with the information that they're learning in their classes. And we feel that getting them a balanced meal and they don't have to worry about where their meal's coming from will allow them to focus on their studies.
Meal delivery started 5 weeks ago, and about 150 meals are delivered every week. The STEM Academy program is a dual enrollment program for high schoolers in 11th and 12th grades. They can earn up to 60 college credits in the program for free.
You'll want to get your holiday gifts in the mail tonight. It is the ground shipping deadline for most carriers. If you're still on the hunt for gift ideas, there is a website that's as easy to use as Amazon, but it highlights local businesses instead. It's called MainStreetWI.com. You can find more than 400 Wisconsin-based independent businesses selling everything from fine art and furniture to clothes, books, and games. You can sort gift results by location to support businesses in your community.
Still ahead at 6, a 12-year-old girl is back home after being hospitalized from a hit-and-run crash. Her mom shares what the road to recovery will be like. And temperatures will start rising slightly, and then some flurries later this week. Gary will have your first warned forecast.
People who fight for what's right. For us, that means fighting for you when an accident has turned your life upside down.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. Chicken, beef, gyros. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meats.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stained caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
So this holiday season, if you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes or an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This holiday season, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
36-year-old Sarbjeet Bhullar is in the Dane County Jail tonight. Madison police used surveillance video to track him down. They think he hit a young girl, sped up, and kept driving. Happened on the west side Sunday night at the intersection of Raymond Road at McKenna Boulevard. Although Lamara Howard is home from the hospital now, she has a long road of recovery ahead. Our Amanda Quintana has the story.
Right now, Lamara Howard doesn't look or act like the little girl in this picture.
As her injuries are progressing, she's, is starting to swell up. So you're really starting to see the impact.
With multiple fractures and hematomas, severe head injuries, and a concussion, Monica Howard just wants her baby back.
When she does wake up, brief periods, she's very agitated. And then she wants to just continually talk about the accident over and over again. So this has been a drastic impact mentally.
Just 2 days ago, 12-year-old Lamara was hit as she was crossing the street to get to Quick Trip, just seconds from her house. Although her mom was home, she didn't see it happen, relying on information from witnesses.
She hit the windshield and her body kind of flew. Her body landed in the street right outside of Quick Trip traffic. Witnesses picked her up because there was oncoming traffic. So they didn't want her. He left her in the middle of the street for dead.
But it's what Howard doesn't know that keeps her up at night.
As far as her medical diagnosis right now, it is unknown. what we have to face.
She said doctors aren't sure what the long-term effects of Lamar's head injuries could be, taking it all one day at a time. And even though the man accused of hitting her is in jail, Howard said that intersection and much of Raymond Road is dangerous. She fears this will happen to someone else.
Anybody in the accident Lamara just went through could be dead at this point, easily, even at a lower speed.
Amanda Quintana, News 3 Now.
Howard said she's really worried about how her daughter's mental health as well. They live right on that corner, so seeing that intersection every time they come home is traumatizing for both of them. The city has been focused on trying to lower the speed limits in this area.
And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at our first warn forecast. Welcome back, Gary.
Thank you, Charlotte. It's been a little while, 3.5 weeks off because of COVID-19, for those of you who don't know, and about 5 nights in the hospital. But things looking much better now, and the weather is quiet. That's helped out quite a bit. We did have that snow system that came through last weekend, and you see how the snow cover is pretty much confined to southern Wisconsin. The central parts of the state are snow-free. There's a little bit of light snow across northwestern Wisconsin, and that's making a bit of a difference in the temperatures. But if you look at future track snowfall, and this is not only for the rest of this week, but for all of next week through the Christmas holiday. This takes us through Christmas Day night at 6 p.m. And you can see what the computer model forecast is for less than an inch of snow, with some flurries perhaps this weekend, and then some light snow in the Wednesday and Christmas Eve time range. But you can see very little in the way of accumulating snow through much of the state. Maybe the northern part of the state getting a couple of inches. To the south, another weather system was forecast to bring heavier snow. Now that looks like it's more likely to be off to the south and east. So at least from a travel standpoint, for those people who are traveling, the weather should be relatively quiet as we head through the Christmas holiday. In fact, looking at future tracks starting at Saturday at 6 p.m., the flurries that we had will be off to the east of us. Quiet weather for Sunday. Then as we head into Monday, a weak weather system with perhaps a couple of flurries. Then as we head into Tuesday, we're back to some sunshine. Wednesday, though, a stronger storm system moves through. That could bring us some light snow that could linger into Christmas Eve itself, but even that's kind of iffy. The better chances will be to our north and east, and as we head into Christmas Day itself, like I say, very quiet conditions. All the temperatures will be on the cold side. 3 things you need to know in the forecast: look for steady or even rising temperatures overnight into the lower 20s by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow and Thursday will be seasonably cold with highs in the lower 30s, and then look for those flurry chances Friday night into Saturday morning. Should not amount to anything. To our south and west, though, winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories for the southern plains, and a big east coast storm system with winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories there. Right now, we're away from the storm track, and that'll keep our weather quiet because the main storm track from southwest to northeast here. But notice how the jet stream buckles in the southern part of the United States. That'll take this system right into the mid-Atlantic states and eventually into the New England area with a nor'easter. But around here, this high pressure system will just keep us quiet and cold. At this point, temperatures are seasonably cold, mainly in the teens and lower 20s, but they'll actually rise a little bit overnight. So by tomorrow afternoon, look for variably cloudy skies, not as cold, high temperature at 32. 7 to 10 day forecast. Quiet for Thursday and Friday, then some flurry chances Friday night into Saturday morning. The next chance of snow, maybe a couple of flurries on Monday, and then some light snow chances from Wednesday into Christmas Eve. Christmas Day itself should be very quiet but cold.
Gary, you're a sight for sore eyes. Coming up in sports, the big man staying in Milwaukee. The deal and the dollars Giannis and the Bucks signed on the dotted line for. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Plan a perfect staycation at the Madison Concourse Hotel and Governors Club. Bring the family to enjoy our indoor pool or reconnect with the couples getaway in our Governors Club, serving complimentary cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, and breakfast. Gift certificates are available. Visit concoursehotel.com.
Happy holidays and happy savings at the Brothers Maine during our Happy Holiday Savings Sale. Give your home a little love and give yourself more big savings on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We're making the holidays a little easier with up to 18 months of 0% financing and the convenience of expert delivery free. You get more for the holidays at the Moore store. Happy home shopping, happy holidays, and happy holiday savings from all of us at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
At Papa Murphy's, we make fresh pizza that you bake at home. Because home is where the fun is. Right now, get the chicken garlic pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Although Christmas is just around the corner, don't worry. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Christmas sale is going on now. Shop low prices on a huge selection of great gifts for everyone on your list. Like $4 off work and sport knit hats, just $4.99. Save $200 on this DeWalt miter saw. Hickory Farms gift packs start at just $7.99. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru. You don't even need to get out of your car. Shop great gifts for everyone on your list during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Christmas sale. Going on now.
Complying with national guidelines is made easy with the Cetus commercial touchless forehead thermometer. The Instant Read LCD digital display yields an accurate body temperature reading from 2 to 4 inches within half a second. From schools, offices, shops, and all other public places, keep yourself safe and compliant with a hands-free thermometer that's easy to install and easier to use. Visit www.cetusonline.com. That is CETUSonline.com.
Plan a perfect staycation at the Madison Concourse Hotel and Governors Club. Bring the family to enjoy our indoor pool or reconnect with the couples getaway in our Governors Club, serving complimentary cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, and breakfast. Gift certificates are available. Visit concoursehotel.com.
Wednesday morning, we'll continue our focus on local restaurants. We'll ask a panel of local chefs if they can survive the winter. We'll bring you the first part of that emotional conversation tomorrow on News 3 Now this morning.
NBA superstars don't stay in small markets. They take their money and run to LA, Boston, or Miami. But Giannis isn't your average NBA superstar, and today he showed that to Milwaukee and the entire league. The two-time MVP announced he signed a 5-year Supermax contract extension worth a mere $228 million with the Bucks. Now, the deal is the highest in NBA history, and to be honest, it's worth every penny. And with the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe officially back on, I can now remind you again just how dominant Wisconsin has been over Minnesota. Since Barry Alvarez took over in 1990, the Badgers have lost to the Gophers just 6 times. In the last 16 meetings between the two, they've won 15. So when UW found out it's Gopher Week for real this time, they can't wait for the opportunity to continue the tradition of beating Minnesota.
Anytime you can have a trophy game, and especially playing for the Axe, it's big time. So I know the guys were excited when we heard that, and we're pumped for it.
That game canceled, it crushed us, and a lot of us were a little upset because that's the game that every year you go into. That's a goal to go win that game and keep the Axe here in Madison. So it's definitely guys are pumped.
The Big Ten released its all-conference teams on the offensive side of the ball today, and 2 Badgers found themselves on the first team. Jake Ferguson was named an all-Big Ten first-team tight end by the media, while the coaches tabbed Cole Van Lanen a first-team all-Big Ten tackle. The conference will announce its defensive awards tomorrow. With the playoffs right around the corner, the Packer offense is getting hot at the right time. Now, technically, they've been on point for all but a couple of quarters this season, but with guys returning into the lineup and getting their legs back, Green Bay is looking like a well-oiled machine. And that's a good feeling to have if you're Matt LaFleur.
Aaron, there's nobody playing better than he is. Devontae Adams, there's no receiver playing better than he is. Got so much confidence in our offensive line, and have even more confidence in our offensive line after watching us, shuffle some rotations and get a bunch of different guys in there.
Only one knock on Matt LaFleur, Eric. He needs to change up his Zoom background. It's just a white wall. I mean, come on.
They've had to work on the headroom for a little while on that as well. It's been pretty poor, but they're playing well, so we'll give them that.
Yeah.
Let's go to Gary, final check.
It's nice just getting back to work, but temperatures right now, upper teens to lower 20s. Look for high tomorrow in the lower 30s.
All right, Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.